There's something strange happening in the world today. Black culture is everywhere. The music, the slang, the fashion, the dances, the memes. From Johannesburg to London, New York to Tokyo, Lagos to Paris, the world is vibing to the rhythm of black culture. Everybody wants the sauce. But here's the question nobody likes asking. If black culture runs the world, why don't black people run the profits? Welcome back to Black Intelligence. Let's be honest for a second. You can't talk about global culture without talking about black culture. Hip-hop is the biggest music genre on the planet. Streetwear dominates fashion. Slang born in black communities ends up in mainstream dictionaries. And dances created in someone's living room go viral across continents. You'll see teenagers in Europe saying words they don't even know the origins of. You'll see fashion brands charging thousands for styles that came straight out of the hood. And you'll hear artists all over the world copying the sound, the flow, the aesthetic. Black culture isn't just influential, it's the engine. But here's where things start getting uncomfortable. Because influence doesn't always equal ownership. There's a pattern that keeps repeating throughout history. Black communities create the culture. Then the culture spreads. Then suddenly someone else becomes the face of it. And somehow, the biggest money ends up in someone else's bank account. It happened with rock and roll. It happened with jazz. It happened with blues. And now it's happening with hip-hop, streetwear, and digital culture. Think about it. A dance goes viral on TikTok. Millions of views. Brands start using it in ads. Celebrities copy it. But the kid who created it? Still trying to get their Wi-Fi paid. That's the difference between creating culture and controlling the industry around it. Culture is powerful, but infrastructure is power. Creating the vibe is one thing. Owning the labels, the fashion houses, the media companies, the distribution platforms, that's something else. Because whoever owns the infrastructure controls the money. That's why you'll often see black artists dominating the charts, while the record labels are owned by someone else. You'll see black styles dominating fashion, while the luxury brands are run by someone else. You'll see black slang trending online, while the tech platforms making billions are run by someone else. It's not just about creativity. It's about ownership. The internet didn't create this problem. It just made it faster. Before social media, culture spread slowly. Now it spreads overnight. A hairstyle, a dance, a phrase, a sound. It can travel the world in 24 hours. But when culture moves that fast, credit doesn't always move with it. Someone posts a dance. Another account reposts it. Then a bigger influencer copies it. Then a celebrity does it. Then brands monetize it. By the time the world catches on, the original creator is invisible. That's the new digital version of cultural extraction. Black people have even started joking about it. You'll see the memes. Someone says a word black communities have been using for 20 years. Then suddenly it becomes a new internet trend. Or a fashion brand releases a bold new street-inspired design. And someone's uncle says, "Boy, we used to wear that in 1998. Even the jokes tell the story. The culture moves from the neighborhood, to the timeline, to the mainstream, to the marketplace. But something is changing. For the first time, a new generation is starting to understand the difference between being influential and being wealthy. Artists are building independent labels. Designers are creating their own brands. Creators are monetizing directly through platforms. Black entrepreneurs are building media companies instead of just appearing on them. The conversation is shifting from, how do we go viral? To, how do we get paid? Because influence without ownership is just free marketing. The world clearly loves black culture. That part isn't up for debate anymore. The music dominates charts. The fashion sets trends. The slang shapes the internet. The creativity drives global entertainment. But love for the culture doesn't always mean respect for the creators. And appreciation doesn't always translate into ownership. So the real question going forward isn't whether black culture will influence the world. That part is already guaranteed. The real question is this. When the culture goes global, will the ownership go global too? Because culture is powerful. But ownership changes everything. And that's something the next generation is starting to understand very clearly. This is Black Intelligence, where we don't just talk about culture, we talk about what's behind it. If this episode made you think, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's one piece of Black culture the world loves, but the creators never got credit for? Let's talk about it.